Welcome to another episode of Healing Shame with your host, Jeffrey Byard here. And today is June the 2nd, and I am going to go ahead and pop that right on your screen. So here we go. The reading. June 2nd, humility. True humility is the willingness to seek and do God's will with our best effort. From the Big Red Book, page 223. In ACA, we move from wanting and being willing to actually finding the passion that begins our journey into recovery. We look for that passion because without it, we merely talk recovery, we do not live it. We look past our desire to heal ourselves and we develop the humility needed to seek our higher power's will for us. With that humility, we surrender ourselves to the spiritual seed that's blossoming inside of us. We move toward that essence, and the closer we get, the more in touch we are with our own spiritual being. We begin to live in the present. And in that now, we see the world differently. We notice the spiritual essence in others and the beauty around us. We begin to feel the peace. We begin to shed our past, including the person we thought we were, and we are at peace with the stillness. Further down the path, we realize that the stillness is our higher power working inside us. And here's the mantra. On this day, I seek the humility needed to accept my higher power's will, knowing that it is the basis for my journey to recovery. The miracle of ACA has begun. That's copyright 2013 by Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families, World Service Organization, and that is from the text, as you can see here, Strengthening My Recovery. Humility is recognition of who and what I am with a willingness to become who I was meant to be or what I'm capable of becoming, my potential, the ability or the willingness to achieve my potential, spiritual potential. That's humility. And of course, it comes from an old word, humus, which means of earth. And, that's kind of the most basic ground level for this type of spiritual interaction or the spiritual principle of humility. And why am I doing any of this? Why am I even doing this program? Why am I even looking into humility? The ultimate goal here in adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families is to elicit that inner child that is frozen in time, that is scarred over by the facade of the false self, with all of the culmination of the laundry list traits, the fear, and all of that going on. So I need to recognize who and what I am, what my limitations are, and then be willing to grow towards what God would want me to be. And that is the essence of this concept of humility. On a daily basis, it can be quite tricky to try to connect with my higher power. It may seem nearly impossible to know what to do next. But really, all I need to do is realize that I am one person. I do not have to be in the sky or way under the trash heap. I can actually be a person among people, a friend among friends, and I can be part of the human race by interacting with one person at a time and offering some kind of um, consolation or whatever that might be, whatever that looks like in that given moment. For example, from my own experience today, I had another individual come to me at the school that I teach at, and she needed some reassurance. And she came to me for that reassurance. So my higher power allowed me to be a vessel for that reassurance that she needed from me specifically. And there are reasons why she needed that from me. I won't go into all the details there, but I was able to offer that, and it was really a pretty amazing moment. And it's interesting how this momentum, the spiritual momentum, builds up because that interaction allowed me to continue pushing forward in that other world, that spiritual realm, if you will, and trying to affect change in a positive way, by offering a good teaching lesson to the students for the students, and then that they got something from that. They felt connected. They felt they were learning. So God, my higher power or God, was working through me to allow those things to come and branch out to the students. And then on my way to the subway after work, I was able to try to offer assistance to someone who could not push a cart up the ramp, and I checked, I was trying to help, but I got there a little bit too late. But somebody else jumped in and helped this individual. And so I think that right there was my higher power telling me, hey, look, you may not be able to jump in and do this right now because you're only one man. That's your limitation. You have to realize you're not Superman. You're not a hero. You're just a person trying to do right, trying to do the next right thing. And sometimes you can get to the situation and help somebody, and sometimes you can't. But if you don't get there in time, I'm going to put somebody else in that situation to help out. And that's also humility, recognition that I really am just one small piece of this bigger human existence going on. I'm just part of the I'm just a cog. I'm one of the cogs in the machine, but not in a derogatory sense, not in a bad way, not in a self-deprecating or self-loathing way, but in a very, very humble way, to see that I'm just one small piece of this big plan, this master plan that the czar of the heavens, creative intelligence, spirit of the universe, higher power, whatever the heck, the strong nuclear force that holds atoms together, whatever you want to call this HP thing, this entity, this presence, essence, whatever that is, God of my misunderstanding, there is a master plan somehow. And maybe the master plan is chaos or randomness. I don't know. But there's some kind of plan there, and I'm part of it. Um, and there's an important element to that, realizing that I'm not all of it, as I used to believe when I was in my addiction or whatever else was going on, my defects or my survival traits. When I'm in that place, I'm like, it's all about me. And there's a lot of self-centeredness going on. But when I'm in a place of spirituality or connectedness, I recognize that I'm just one part of this, and my HP can use me and my skills and my talents, or whatever that might be, whatever falls within my bailiwick, that can be used by the higher power to affect positive change, hopefully positive change for the world. So, I get to see that sometimes. I got to see that today with the teaching, with the person being able to approach me. I seemed approachable by her. I'm from America. She needed to talk specifically about something regarding related to America. So that it was perfect. I was that person. I just happened to be there and from the United States. And then, the other things that happened today. So there's a lot of really good opportunity to practice um, humility, and yeah, it's a pretty amazing thing. But just briefly looking at the reading here, it says, I'm going to see the world differently. We notice the spiritual essence in others and the beauty around us, and we feel peace. And that's definitely what I feel when I'm connected to the world, when I'm connected to my higher power, and my inner child feels safe to come out. I can connect to the world around me, and I can see the beauty, and I can hear the birds. I can see how people are just trying the best they can today. And then each and every one of us, each human, has their own skills and thoughts and talents and abilities. They have good side and a bad side, if you will. Maybe good and bad's not even the right words, but they have different aspects, different facets of their being, and it's all beautiful the way that it articulates together and comes to resolve itself into this image of life right before my very eyes. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the articulation of all these parts of people coming together, resolving through the lens, and then boom, it's life right before me. I know it's maybe getting a little bit philosophical there, and abstract somehow, but that's pretty much a miracle. I wasn't able to see those things before because I was so caught up in myself. And when I just let go a little bit, get out of my own way, and let higher power work through me, the day can be pretty good. So that's all I've got. And I thank you for being here with us today. And until next time, peace be with you and all the best.